Good morning. We're here to do our Tai Chi lesson number 6. So I hope that today everybody's doing good and feeling a little bit more at peace and relaxed. And perhaps you're like a lot of us that we're feeling a little bit more anxiety because they keep extending this time that we need to stay home. Ours has been extended till the end of April, and it does create a lot of anxiety and uncertainty. I'm not able to work just like a lot of you out there, so I'm hoping that today can bring us some peace and some harmony and some quiet time for us to go into within ourselves and within ourselves. I'll remind you again that Tai Chi, if you do Tai Chi for 20 minutes, it stimulates all the bottoms of your feet. So all your reflexes, remember, are on your feet. So Tai Chi is a very good practice to stimulate the whole body. I do see some people are on, 17 people. Wow, already, that's wonderful. Thank you. Welcome. Good morning. Um, we're gonna go over again some Qigong exercises and some of the form. I'll teach you the next step. And remember the basics. I'm gonna remind you guys of the basics. I've got some people saying hello. Leonie, hello, madam. Hello to you too. Let's see who else is from London. Hello, Kaya from London. Kaya Hewitt from London. Welcome. I'm so happy that you guys are tuning in and this is being helpful to you. Welcome to my humble home. I do try to change the routine a little, not the routine, not the Tai Chi routine, but the Qigong exercises. Some of them are repeated, some of them are not. And just take the ones that you remember. You can even hold them for a while, like the single whip. You can even hold this in a meditative position, for a minute. You can build up to it. Any movement that you've learned so far, you can hold it in a meditative position, which is really good. It gets your chi flowing regardless of which one you're doing. So remember, we start with shoulder width apart, hips and shoulders always facing the same way. Uh, Breathe all the way to your dantian, which is 2 inches below your navel and 2 inches within. Curl your tongue and touch the top of your palate. This keeps the circulation, the chi flowing inside of you. And remember that you must always feel like you're being pulled with a string so you can be nice and erect. But gently tuck in your tailbone and your chin. You don't want to stick out your chin. You want to tuck it in slightly. This helps with the chi flow. And other than that, we're ready to start. So let's start with our salute, bowing, looking up, always out of respect. And let's start with letting our heart pumping a little bit more. And then you can start walking in place gently. Step lightly like a cat. If you all have observed kitties, how they move very slow and calculating, and and then they strike really fast. So when they're hunting for a bird or something, they're lay there and for quite a while just observing and getting ready to pounce, and then when they strike, they're really fast. And martial arts is kind of like that. Observe animals and you'll know exactly how they hunt. And obviously we're not hunting, but it'll help you understand some of where the movements came from. Okay, so now we're gonna do the ball forward. Inhale, exhale. remember to smile within. When you're smiling, it sends signals to your nervous system to relax. So I know it's a lot of things to think about, but let's try to remember all of them. So, okay, now we're gonna go sideways. This will really stimulate our kidneys. And it's actually, we're going up and down the gallbladder meridian with our hands. But anytime you use any twisting motion, it stimulates the internal organs. I hope some of you are really trying these at home when you're feeling anxious. Remember that when you take deep breaths, you stimulate the vagus nerve. It runs, by your abdominal cavity, through your, by your diaphragm too. And that automatically puts you in a parasympathetic mode, so that helps you relax. I see people are tuning in and saying hello. Buongiorno, buenos días, bienvenidos. Welcome. Okay, so let me see, which one can we do next? I really don't plan which ones I'm gonna do. I just usually just let my mind guide me, so, and this is the way it should be. I know for those of you that are used to a more structured lifestyle, it's kind of difficult where you're probably going, oh, she only did 6 this time of that one and 7 of that one. And, try not to get caught up in that. Just try to feel, what it is your body's telling you, where you feel it tense. If you feel it in your shoulders, drop your shoulders and, make sure your hips are nice and loose, knees always slightly bent. My point is, don't judge anything, whether you think you're doing it right or wrong, or the count is off. Just go with the flow and see what your body's trying to tell you. That's the main thing, is that you connect. Well, let's do this one. Let's connect with our heart, with our dantian. So we're gonna stand here and just do a couple of deep breaths, or maybe 3 or 4 deep breaths. So breathe. You should feel your belly coming out a little bit right here when you breathe. So let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths, connecting our heart and our dantian. So let's play a little bit with our chi. So bring your chi. I already felt hot, so I don't know about you guys, but I know some of you are feeling your chi already. So let's play with our chi right here. See if you feel anything. And if you don't, that's okay. You should feel some tingling or something between your hands. And if you don't, that's okay too. Let's push it out and in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Make sure you're dropping your shoulders. Forward. Inhale. Exhale. How's that? Okay, then we're gonna go shoulder width apart and turn like if you're gonna push and then turn back. And push with your chest, like you're pushing with your chest. Make sure you're not hyperextending your knees over your toes, that you can still see your toes. When you push, turn, and then push. Just real gently rocking. Probably more of a horse stance here. Let your hands just freely move sideways, side to side. Let's get this obliques going. The obliques are diagonal muscles, so they really kind of torque all the internal organs. I hear all these little popping noises in my knees. And that's actually called crepitus. For those of you that are following my reviews of the skeletal system and the muscular system, when you hear that sound, it's called crepitus. Okay, so now let's do this one where it is shoulder width apart. Let's stimulate our lung and our kidney at the same time. Gently just tapping. I want to do a little bit more of a stretching. So you're going to do a little bit wide, a horse stance. Put your hands over your knees and then just kind of turn and stretch. Stretch as much as you can, gently if you can. Don't hurt yourself. And then just stretch to the other side as far as you can. We'll just do this a couple of times. Back to the center. Okay, let's do some vertebral column breathing. So we haven't done that one. So we go back and bring our elbows together and just feel your spine stretching. Inhale. Just opening up your vertebrae one at a time, slowly. Remember, all these exercises are done slow enough so if your body can tell you if you feel something doesn't feel good, you stop or you can correct it. Just feel that stretch down your spine. So how's that feel? How's everybody feeling? Everybody feeling energized? Did you guys feel that chi? My hands started getting real sweaty, so I know I felt it. And I think it's exciting when you start feeling your own energy. Remember, chi is everywhere. It's inside of us, outside of us. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. I learned that in physics. You know, it just always has been. Matter is neither created nor destroyed. It always has been and it always is there. So look that up. See what you can, conclude with all that. So let's start our form now. Remember, feet just slightly apart, hands at your sides. We're gonna, like if we have balloons raising our arms to shoulder level, start extending the fingers and rolling over a ball. We come back to the sides and step gently with the left side, heel first. You always step with the heel first, balance the weight, and bring it back to the center. Sit and start going up. When you get to shoulder, then you do your shoulders, you start looking up. Relax the shoulders. There should be the relaxation. It shouldn't be this. It should be the relaxation of the shoulders that brings the arms down. You sit slightly, turn to the right corner, forward. You come back here, raising the toes and on the heel like you're holding the ball again. Then you're going to lift up your foot and turn it to the corner, and you're going to turn your hips with your hands. Your hips should come with it. And if you need to adjust this leg, do it on the heel, like that. All of the adjustments on the heel, like here, you're sitting back on the left leg so you can raise, you don't have any weight on the right leg so that you can pivot on that heel. At the same time, you're turning your hand, and see how I'm crooked here? Then I shift the weight to the right leg so that I can step out with the left. Remember, everything is a yin yang. You're shifting the weight constantly. Okay, from here, go here. Hips and shoulders forward. This is a strike and a defense. Bring the foot in. And when you get here, they should all end here at once. In other words, when you're turning and you're bringing this arm up, you shouldn't have your arm up and still crooked. It should all end at the same time. You're bringing your torso over, and then here's a circle again. You drop the shoulders and you make a little circle. Your knees are always slightly bent. Now you drop the shoulders again, and you're gonna step out to the left, right hand in front, up to where you can see your cheeks. Okay. This one's called turning the tiger's head. I don't think we've done this one. Another circle here, and you bring the foot in just slightly. These are blocks, actually. You're blocking somebody from hitting you, So, and you never, in martial arts, you never want to leave your vital points exposed, your vital organs. So you always slightly turn in your toes. This is the adjustment that we just did. We did an adjustment just to kind of, cover our internal organs, keep our energy within. This is what's explosive when you can, when you keep it all inside, and then kind of like what I was mentioning about the kitties before, that they're observant and then they just explode. Okay, I'm getting too much into the philosophy of it. Let's calm down now. I think I'm ready for a fight. Okay, let's start again. Remember, smile within, tailbone tucked in, breathing with a dantian, straight up, not bobbing up and down, just kind of keeping it all at the same level. Try not to raise your dantian too much. So, okay, let's start over again. Hands at your sides. Extend the fingers like you're rolling back over the ball. Step lightly like a cat to the left. Bring your hands to the middle. Sit. Drop the shoulders. Remember, you're sitting back on that left leg. You put all the weight so that you can pivot with that right heel. You should end up in the single whip. Right hand down, this one up. You're going to lean to the right. Put, now all the weight should be on this right leg and gently on the left. Okay. Now you're going to bring legs together, arm up, turn, stimulating all those pressure points on your feet. Circle, step back, circle, block. Okay, so I'm going to do it again facing you, then I'm going to turn around so that you guys can see. And when I turn around, I don't talk so that you can just really observe. I'm trying to make sure that you guys can see, like when I raise my toes, and whenever you need to adjust, always adjust on the heel. You never adjust on the ball of your foot. It's always on the heel so that you can stay rooted. Okay. Smile within, guys. Smile within. So now I'm going to turn around so you guys can follow me that way. And I hope you guys are benefiting. And even if you only know one or two postures, that's okay. You can do that. You can practice that over and over again. And like I mentioned at the beginning, you can hold each one for a meditative stance. Like the single whip is a great one for you to start out with, you know, and just really holding that. See if you can build it up to a minute. It's a great posture. Make sure you got your tailbone tucked in, your shoulders dropped, you know, your head raised with your chin tucked in slightly, you know, and just hold this for a minute. Really builds up your muscles and your, you know, your bones, and helps you to relax and to breathe. You can hold this for a minute. When you get more advanced, you can do this one. Remember the Karate Kid? You can hold that for a minute, 30 seconds, and see, you know, any posture, you can hold it and build up the time. So anyway, let me turn over. Okay, I think I left a posture out. Let me do that again. I was worried about being in the middle of the screen and I got lost in my thoughts here. So what I want you guys to think this week is like, if you're practicing anytime, figure out where the weight is at. You know, it's always either rarely, I mean, rarely are you ever sitting still in Tai Chi. You're always moving from one posture to the next. And all of that, is the yin and the yin yang, like they say in China, the yin yang flow. It's always got to be one, moving from one to the next. And remember, if you do 20 minutes, it really stimulates the soles of your feet, which are all the reflexes to your body. So I hope this was a good practice for you, that you guys are feeling a little bit more at ease with it, and that you have this peace and calm within you. Remember, you can do any of the exercises at any time when you're feeling anxious. Take deep breaths, and that'll help calm you down. And I will see you guys on Friday. Create a great day. And thank you for being here.